Good morning, everyone. Mark and Brenda here at Bitcoin.
Bitcoin say what?
Boom. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing actually pretty good. It's good. It's a Friday.
What's Bitcoin doing?
I actually didn't check it before we came.
Shame on you. Well, it was down 10,000 and then up 10,000.
Yeah.
So we're probably back. Yeah, if I had to guess, we're probably somewhere around 40, 41, somewhere around there.
I did check it out when I got up this morning, so it was around 40. So
Okay. All right. Well, that's good.
You got some good news today?
No, I don't have any good news. I got great news. That's what I have. So.
All right. Bring it on up, and I'll talk about what's behind us. We always show a piece of America, and behind us is Oregon. It looks absolutely stunning, and never been there. Would love to go there someday. Now that I know that's what it looks like, especially kayaking. And behind Mark, we have a chessboard because I believe that the people of the world, the powerful people of the world, are playing a 4D chess with our current thing, and you can't share that. So hang on, let me just share it for you. There we go.
Share what?
There we go. You didn't share it. It won't work. So
we're having some technical difficulties here. All right. Well, real quick. My screen is like pulsating here. I think this computer is going. Okay, here we go. Google search volume for cryptocurrency topics breaks all-time high. Weekly search volume on Google for topic of cryptocurrency has reached its highest level yet, both in the United States and worldwide, according to data from Google Trends. The search volume peaked during the week of May 9th through the 15th when the price of Bitcoin was mostly still above 50,000. A topic on Google. That's like Goober and Google smashed together. And if you know what Goober is, it's delicious.
It is. Goober is good.
Goober is good. All right. A topic on Google Trends includes related search terms, meaning this volume is more indicative of a wider interest in the crypto space than just the specific word. In fact, search volume for the word cryptocurrency is actually lower than it was in 2017. That's very interesting. Possible explanations for the increased interest in the cryptocurrency ecosystem could involve Ethereum's bull run, as it shot up drastically to an all-time high price of $4,000 during that week. Data compiled the block shows keyword searches for Ethereum also reached record highs around the same time. Here's a chart. This kind of shows you what people are looking up. Okay. Let's see. It went up in 2017. Then you have the halvening, and it's not then we have
all the super cycles, right? All the crashes.
Yeah, and then we have halvening again. And, oh, look at it, doubled the size of volume of interest. What that smells like? That smells like adoption to me. And in the next halvening, we're going to see probably even more searches.
Right.
So I'm going to get out of this. Hold on. Some reason that was there. I hope I'm hitting the right one here. Am I out of? Yep. You see me?
All right. Let me share mine.
Did I share yours?
No, I'm going to share mine right now.
Oh, hey, why don't you?
Wait a second. What's that?
What's what?
Can you see it?
What? The pictures?
Yeah, Goober.
On Gomer Pyle, right?
It's Goober.
I'm looking at the guy. I didn't look at the jars.
I got you Goober and the other Goober. So which Goober? That was actually a little
the original the grape Goober was the original, right?
I was playing a joke on you because you said Goober and Google, and so I thought while you were looking at the word Goober,
good
I
call.
forgot that other guy. I forgot that other guy was called Goober.
Way to just make me feel horrible that I can't say Google.
Hey, I said Muskla yesterday.
Yeah, Muskla and Goober. Okay. Google.
Streaming early in the morning. The Fed is advancing its efforts to develop a digital currency and says it will publish a research report this summer. Fed Chairman Powell revealed on Thursday that the central bank has taken further steps in its exploration of a digital currency. Powell said the Fed will release this research report this summer. They're going to give us a report outlining their current thinking on digital payments. Okay, thank you so much, but could you actually implement something? The Fed chief also said cryptos have not found a way to make payments convenient, blaming their volatile price swings. You know, I don't think most of these cryptos, in my opinion, not financial advice or that I know everything, is that a lot of these are not going to be for payment in the way that we think like at the grocery store per se. So we probably are, needing a central bank digital currency. And we're not here. I don't think, I mean, I've listened to a lot of these experts. Even Michael Saylor says we're not here to replace the current money supply. We're just here to have a store of value. So the CBDC is a type of central bank liability, just like the US dollar, issued in digital form, which could be designed for use by the general public. The chairman noted that the central bank has been exploring the benefits and risks of a CBDC in the past, focusing on whether it could improve what he said is already the safe, effective, dynamic, and efficient domestic payment systems in the US. We think it is important that any potential CBDC could serve as a complement to and not a replacement of cash and current private sector digital forms of dollar, such as deposits at commercial banks.
Okay. So what's the big difference between I'm asking rhetorically, what's the difference between a CBDC and say Bitcoin? I mean, it's really
because one's a store of value and one is a payment option.
But there also is, I mean, if you, after reading Satoshi's white paper, which I just recently read, it seems like it's a what his vision was a peer-to-peer network of being able to deal with one another directly. So Bitcoin it can be both. I don't know how this all shakes out because I'm not the tech guy here, but I think there's two schools of thought. There's one where there's kind of more of a hey, we want to replace the currency because the currency is kind of not working, and then there's the store of value crowd, and there's probably another one out there that I'm not thinking of off the top of my head.
Well, when the white paper was written, Bitcoin was just being established, and there was no other.
No, I'm totally.
Coins, you know what I mean? So now other companies have come along and created something. So even Saylor said, it's not going to be for a payment system. We're not here to replace the US dollar. We're here to do a store of value that the new ecosystem can be built on. So I think it's actually fine. They're doing the CBDC. Let's get this rolling. Let's start getting people adopted.
They're a little behind the times, though. They're just getting a report out.
I don't, I mean, I've got some other things I'm going to share today in different countries that are starting to do this. So I think this is just, they're all starting to roll it out because they are behind. And so they're trying to get caught up. So
about 14 years. 12 years behind schedule.
All right, let me share one more. Let me share one more, then you can go on to yours. Gensler says SEC should be ready to bring cases involving crypto. The SEC Chair Gensler continued to highlight investor protection as he previewed the regulatory's crypto enforcement efforts. U.S. Exchange, the SEC, the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, Gensler said Thursday that federal financial regulators should be ready to bring cases against bad actors in crypto and other emerging technologies. Hey, I'm all for it. If there's people that are scamming people, let's go for it. He highlighted investor protection through his brief remarks. I'm fine with that too, totally. But don't make it look like it's crypto is the only arena or whatever you like to call it, Mark, that is that got bad actors. The statements have come as federal agencies propose upgrades to their crypto monitoring efforts, from the IRS asking businesses to disclose high-value transactions to lawmakers calling for reviews of crypto-friendly banking policies. And so they came out yesterday and talked about, I believe, if I read it right, that if you have, if a business receives over $10,000 in a crypto payment, they have to disclose that, which, of course, they have to anyways. It's income. Maybe they have to say that so that people realize that. But
yeah, right. If we took 10 grand out of the bank, they're like patting you down as you're walking in and out of the bank. I mean, for Pete's sakes, I think we took out $1,000 once, and it was like, "What are you doing with this money?" Right. We're going on vacation. It's kind of funny because it's like people don't realize money's kind of this weird thing all of a sudden. It just like now you go to the bank, it's like, it's like the Gestapo. It's like, hey, what are you doing with your money? It's like, my goodness, it's my money. I earned it. I bust my ass off. I'm working I put it in, at some point in time, it's just, you feel like you want to just stick your like the old days, stick it in a mason jar, bury it in a hole in the ground. It probably gets you more interest there.
Yeah.
But,
Shh, don't tell everybody what we do.
yeah, right. Yeah. Okay.
Just
All
joking.
that extra cash in a mason jar. We got plenty of mason jars in this house.
We
That's
do.
one thing we are not short of. Definitely got a lot of mason.
As you bring up your thing, I'll share something funny as you bring up your article. And if we did even think to bury our money in the backyard, the problem is that we've got basset hounds that love to dig our
They dig it.
dig holes in our backyard, and so they would find it and chew up our money. They'd be like, "Holy crap! They took our money."
And just don't put any like chicken juice or any beef juice around it or whatever. Those two will dig to China. All right, China. All right, here we go. This is a good article here. I think this is a very important one, not necessarily related here to the United States. Did it come up?
Yep, you got it. It should be on your screen.
Oh, it's on my screen. Did it come up on your end?
Yeah, totally. I'll let you know if it doesn't.
All right, I'm just checking. Easy there. Slow her down.
Because I have to share it at my end because it's not working at your end. So.
Oh, okay. I see it. Dutch central bank defeated by Bitcoin exchange in major court case.
This is a huge thing.
All right, here we go. A Rotterdam court has ruled that Dutch cryptocurrency exchanges are no longer required to verified wallet addresses. That's always interesting. Bitcoin trading platform Bitonic has scored a major victory over the Netherlandish bank DNB, according to its May 20th announcement. Bitonic took the Central Bank of Netherlands to court this January, seeking a preliminary injunction to put an end to the draconian Know Your Customer, the KYC rule. DNB made it mandatory for exchanges to verify whether their users were legitimate controllers of their wallets in 2019, which was viewed as a privacy overreach. It has agreed to drop the rule following the court decision. Bitonic says it will remove the verification measures as soon as possible. For instance, it will no longer require its users to take screenshots of their wallets. Wow, that's very interesting. That is a big deal.
It is a really big deal.
It doesn't seem like a big deal, but that's kind of what this is. Let's see, make sure is that me? That's me. It's kind of a big deal. I mean, that's kind of this whole cryptocurrency. It's more, it's a lot about security and privacy, and it's, your money, you've earned it. I mean, at some point in time, if you get up and you're going to work and you're accumulating these things called dollars, aren't they yours? I mean, if we're looking at it from a personal property rights, I mean, think about it. What's the difference between a dollar, say, the mason jar? The mason jar was just was a trade for the dollar. So isn't it a personal property? And does the government have a right to know I got a mason jar in my living room or my kitchen or wherever? I mean, right. So I think this is a big deal. I think it doesn't come off as a big deal, but maybe this sets the mood or sets the table.
For at least a few of the exchanges.
What's that?
For some of the exchanges, I don't know if it would be all of them.
Well, this is in the Netherlands, so hey, maybe that's what the trend ends up coming here, and you don't have these real invasive KYC rules. So who knows?
All right. So we got a comment in from a viewer. You want to read it for us, Mark?
Okay. Hey, got Rob. How you doing this morning, buddy? Hopefully you're safe out on the road. All right. GM. I didn't know what the heck GM meant. Good morning, you two. Even though Genzer taught a crypto course at MIT, don't let his act fool you. He is out to protect the banks. His prosecutions will only be those that aren't in the club. My opinion. I trust nobody, Rob. One thing my wife can tell you this. I was the kind of guy that trusted everybody when she first met me.
And then he met cynical old me.
And then I met Brenda. And I'll tell you.
Then you used to say to me, "You're the most cynical person I know."
Yeah, no. She now is married to the most cynical person in the world. I trust nobody. Yes, trust but verify.
Yeah, this is perfect for us.
Yeah, this is yeah. The great thing about becoming older is being a little more jaded. It's kind of fun because it's like, oh, so what's your angle? There's always an angle. There's always a shtick.
And then our kids are like, the kids are like, boy, you guys are crusty.
It's kind of fun because it's like, oh, I can see I can see the smoke you're trying to blow, so
All right. Shanghai Man, China's annual ban explained crypto crash trending and more. The breakdown of major regulatory announcements in China after the latest warning and major event of the Shanghai Bellagio for the blockchain scene. Is China banning crypto again? That was the big thing for the big crash the other day. It was part of it. They claimed was that China said they're banning crypto, and it's not. FUD watchers, I love that, got a glimpse of an old favorite as 3 government bodies in China, including the China Internet Finance Association, the China Banking Association, the China Payment and Clearing Association, rewarned the public against the risk of investing in crypto. So it wasn't that they were banning it, they were just rewarning it. But then our lovely media twisted it, and then everybody shared the twisted titles. For starters, these types of announcements are a good indication that cryptos are starting to flare up in popularity. Whether speculative digital assets begin to grab headlines and seep into more mainstream culture, these warnings and reminders are common as a method of discouraging more open adoption. Last year, it was established that owning vertical currencies was not in itself illegal, only that virtual currencies could not be used as legal tender. All right. So this is just showing that the news that came out that they were banning it was just resharing that I guess once a year they do some sort of a warning, and that's it. But they want to put more FUD out there, so whatever. All right,
FUD factory.
You know what? If we get another dog, I want to get a Great Dane. We're gonna name him Fud.
We're not getting a Great Dane, everybody.
We're gonna call him Fud. I really want to call him that. Okay. Anyways.
You can have another Basset. No Great Dane. I don't want to think anything that large in my house.
Actually, a Basset Hound. If you named him Fud, that would be kind of funny. So.
And then you name the other one, because we always get pairs, Elmer.
Yeah. And no one will understand, like they think we're doing it.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so the Bank of Russia. So now we were on to China, now we're on to Russia. And then Mark talked about the Netherlands. The Bank of Russia to launch digital ruble prototype by end of year. The Central Bank of Russia is preparing to release a digital prototype of the national fiat towards the end of 2021. So this is the theme we're talking about today, is that now the countries are coming out that they're all talking about their own digital currency. A high-ranking official has confirmed transfers between private individuals will be free of charge with the digital ruble, which is going to have a legal tender status on pairs with the Russian traditional currency. I think it's funny they actually said that you can make transfers and they're not going to charge you for it. And it's almost like, hey, our currency is better than that one because you guys get charged on the other one with fees. The monetary policy regulator of the Russian Federation, also known as Bank of Russia, has been working to digitalize the ruble since mid-October when its plan was announced to the public. The Russian central bank digital currency will be designed as a unique digital code stored in dedicated electronic wallets. The coin will become a fully fledged means of payment that Russians will be able to use alongside the regular ruble. Bank of Russia is going to work with the Russian financial sector to determine the different stages of the project's implementation. The Russian regulators have been mulling over the need for a national digital currency for years, but developments in other countries have convinced authorities in Moscow to accelerate the project. They're like, hurry up, we're behind. With decentralized cryptos rapidly gaining popularity, dozens of central banks have started exploring options to launch their own CBDCs. China has been advancing with the digital yuan, while the U.S. Reserve Plan now is going to unveil a digital dollar prototype in July. That's interesting because they said this summer they're going to release a report, but now this organization, that's this Bitcoin.com, says they're releasing a prototype in July. Meanwhile, the European Central Bank is deepening its analysis of how to digitize the common European currency, and its governing council will decide around mid-2021 whether to initiate a digital euro project. So
okay.
Here you go.
They still have this. One of the problems they still have is, okay, so let's just say you have a digital wallet with CBDCs. The Federal Reserve issues a cryptocurrency, and then the Russians, and then the Chinese. Well, okay, so now how do you value your currency when you go to China? I mean, do you work on their platform too? Or do you work, that's the thing that I find interesting here is it sounds great, but you're still kind of with the same problem because like there again, if you go to Mexico,
I think they're just doing it because they're trying to, okay, here's an example. Tell me what you think about this. My parents, and I'm not calling them out, but, and, trying to say anything, whatever.
okay, I'm going to flag this so I can send it to them.
And my parents called me yesterday, like in like not a panic, but in like oh my gosh, we've got news for you, Brenda. And they got on their speakerphone and they were both on the speakerphone talking to me. They go, Brenda, Fox News just reported that the US government's coming out with their own Bitcoin. I go, they're not. And they go, it is. It was just on the news. I'm like, I said, maybe they're coming out with something. And I go, it was probably their CBDC. And they go, no, they're coming out with their own Bitcoin. That's what they said. So then I said, okay, I'll go research it, Mom and Dad, and I'll get back with you. So then I went and, pulled it all up. And I knew that they're not coming out with their own Bitcoin because people would just, laugh about that because you can't create your own Bitcoin. And so I'm not humiliating my parents. What I'm trying to say is that by the way that it's described, and it's just their own digital currency, there's no fees involved. I think the average person who is not caught up to speed on what cryptos are will think this is another version of a crypto and think.
Wow, so I can use the dollars that I normally do digitally, and I don't have to pay 2 to 3%. People fail to understand. There is a cost on both sides of the transaction. So let's take our business.
Yeah.
If you took in Visa or MasterCard or whatever, the retailer or the service pays what, 2, 3, 4%, whatever that number is. And the person on the other end is paying 10, 15, 20, 25 to 30% on the exchange. So that money is not free. Okay. People fail to understand. So what are they going to go to? The one of the things about Bitcoin is that, it says in the white paper, it's peer to peer, and they're trying to keep the transaction cost as minimal or next to nothing. Well, that's what they're trying to do now. Now it's like, okay, we're going to piggyback off of what you guys are doing.
I just think though that the average person is going to think that these new these digital currencies that all these countries are making, especially the US, and the average person thinks, because my parents even own some Bitcoin, and they said, oh, the US government's coming out with Bitcoin. And I'm like, no, it's a CBDC. And then my dad goes, what's that? I said, the central bank digital currency. It's just the digital version.
It's your dollar basically digitized.
Right. And then I explained it to him and he goes, well, yeah, that's what I meant to say. But then if he goes and tells his neighbor, hey,
right,
the government's coming out with their own Bitcoin, then people think, well, I'm not going to go buy that volatile Bitcoin.
I'm not going to go buy that $58,000 Bitcoin. I'm going to go buy the dollar Bitcoin.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's no slight against people who aren't to speed on it. I'm just saying, I think that's how it's going to start to, be understood.
Unwind. Yeah.
So go ahead. Why don't you share something here? We're at 22 minutes. I still have 4 more to go, and you've got 4. So you keep going, and I'm going to share Rob's other comment as you keep sharing. He goes, oh no, China's banning crypto for the 1,000th time in the last 4 years. This is worse than the Hollywood remakes.
All right. Here's a good one. I like this one too. This is a little more of a thought piece. All right. Let's see.
By the way, Rob, again, compliments on your website. Rob is one of our friends in the crypto. He's starting his own crypto business like we are to help the local people adopt. And I saw his website last night. He did a fabulous job on it. I really liked it. So go ahead, Mark.
Okay. I didn't get to see it. She didn't share with me.
I will show up before he goes to work today, Rob.
Okay. She better. If not, I'll let you know, Rob. All right. Here we go from Bitcoin Magazine. There's enough Bitcoin for everyone. And this is one of the things you're like, before I read the article, this is the one thing I'm like, hey, there's only 21 million coins. It's like, how the hell is everybody supposed to this is supposed to adopt? There's only 21 million coins. So this is where you start to delve into the beauty and the complexity and the simplicity of Bitcoin. Okay. Bitcoin is unique hold on, I'm going to start that over again. Rewind. Bitcoin is unique in that when the last Bitcoin is mined around the year 2140, I won't be looking too good at that point. There will be approximately 21 million round. Well, it says 20. I'm not reading the number. 21 million Bitcoins in circulation. Also, by 2140, there's going to be more people on the planet than there are right now. Here's a question to ponder: are 21 million Bitcoins enough for the human race? Gosh, I had this thought months ago. So yeah, I was like, hey, how does this work out? Well, the beauty of divisibility. The Bitcoin protocol, oh my gosh, I should start drinking today. All right, the Bitcoin protocol can absorb huge amounts of capital through its transactions across digital borders. It is able to do this through one of its key characteristics, divisibility. Divisibility is one of the properties in any form of money, commodity or fiat or cryptocurrency that makes something of use or value in exchangeable money. In order to exchange goods of varying values, money has to be broken down into smaller units. So I'm going to just go down here a little bit. You know, a dollar is broken into 100 pennies. It is reasonable to buy a fraction of a digital currency instead of an entire Bitcoin all at once. Bitcoin is divided into units known as units as small as 0.1 BTC, which is called a Satoshi. Okay, so everything is divisible, and it goes into.
I actually can't wait. You were talking about this one on one of our streams when you said divisible. That when they start to make available pieces of real estate in a divisible amount, that's going to be so cool for people that want to actually own some type of investment property and then own a fraction of it. That'll be so cool.
Yeah, I think it's you know, when you first think about it, you know, because you know, not I don't know who knows, you know, and understands Bitcoin, but it's 21 million coins, and you're like, how do you? You're like, well, that was a dumb number. I mean, it was just like, and I thought about it, and it's like, well, and then once you start to under the divisibility aspect of this goes. Got Rob. This is the actual amount of Satoshi available after the last Bitcoin. Oh my gosh. Let's see. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 zeros after the first. Yeah, which is a quadrillion. We'll never get. Yeah, we won't see that in our lifetime. So, but that's kind of cool because it's like, holy cow! You don't even, you know, think how long it took us to get to a trillion. I mean, from, you know, since they've been kind of counting money, I mean, to get to a trillion and think about, wow, a trillion, you know, billion, it gets tossed. You know, it's funny because everybody that's, you know, on TV is like, oh, this billionaire and that billionaire. And it's so funny. 2 quadrillion, 1 trillion Satoshi max. Yeah, that's a whole lot. That's a whole lot of Goober right there, my friend.
Rob, I don't know if you came in. We were talking about Goober this morning, so
and I think Rob is probably one of those Goober connoisseurs, such fine connoisseurs, such as Brenda and Mark.
He accidentally, instead of saying Google, he said Goober, and Mark loves Goober. Actually, I do too. And so then I brought in a picture of a Goober, and then it also brought in the Gomer Pyle Goober too.
Hey, there are people that don't know what Goober is, so you might have to share that.
The elite don't know what that is, and even if they do, they would never admit to it.
Yeah.
So, anyways, all right. So let me go ahead and share some more stuff. Here we go. More stuff. State digital currency to get more trust than crypto, says Russian XPM. So again, talking about the digital currency, the trust in state-backed digital currencies will be immeasurably higher than trust in the public crypto, says Bitcoin Russian former Prime Minister Dmitry blah, blah, blah. The official pointed out to the crucial role of digital transparency associated with emerging financial technologies like public cryptocurrencies. It's time to recognize their importance. It's essentially a new form of money, and their trust will be immeasurably higher than the trust in cryptos. It's just the current money supply. It's just now on the, and hey, I'm all cool for that. I think the average person, maybe this is the first way that they actually adopt into or start to understand cryptos, you know, like digital wallets, and you know, so hey, let's go, you know, and I think
I think they'll be. Here's the thing. I think they're going to run parallel.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, nobody wants to see this, you know, these systems collapse. They're bad systems. They need to get replaced in some fashion. I mean,
Right.
you know, I guess, you know, you've got different sides of this issue. I just look at this and say, there's a better way. And if there's a better, I mean, this is how I operate my business. And I've had guys that have worked for me, and they're like, "Why do you do it that way? Why do you do this type of thing that way?" And I look them in the eye and I say, "I do it this way because it's the most efficient way that gives me the best results."
Right.
If you can show me, I always tell anybody that's ever worked for us, if you can show me a better way that gives me the better, the results equal to or better than and more efficient time, show me, because
Right.
I'll be first to sign up. So that's my point is that I think what's going to happen is you're going to see these systems run parallel, and then at some point in time, the winner of this plays out in where you choose. You'll have a choice to where to kind of go from.
Yeah, I think it's going to take 10 years to get people adopted. The older people, the older generation are not going to want to drop their actual paper money and not want to show their iPhones up, to go pay.
In 10 years, we're going to be those old people.
No, we're not, because we're the early adopters. All right, so let's move on. Bitcoin declared dead more than 400 times now. As Bitcoin price took a sharp dive, pre-Elon Musk pump levels of 30,000, mainstream media took an unsurprising approach covering the market crash. The end of Bitcoin has now been announced again more than 400 times in the past 12 years, according to Bitcoin Obituaries Archive. I got to see if that's actually one. There are 414 obituaries for Bitcoin since its inception in 2010, and Wednesday's post-mortem assessments of Bitcoin are still being added. The obituaries range from being called Bitcoin the biggest Ponzi scheme in history to comparing Bitcoin to monopoly money. I thought that was funny. So I actually got to see if there's actually someone actually has a website called that. And if not, I'm buying it.
So, it's fine.
And hang on, this is what Rob said.
Nice.
We do. We're going to have a Goober thing.
Hold on. Okay, Rob, when you get a chance to answer, grape or strawberry?
All right, he's on the road.
He'll get back with us.
He will.
All right, but here's the thing. Okay, I was reading an article about Paul Krugman. I don't know. You may not know who he is. He's a Nobel Prize winning journalist of the Times. Blah 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 blah. I've listened to him. He's kind of an arrogant. I won't use the word. This is a family show. And he's called it a Ponzi scheme, and he's called it this, and he calls it a cult, and this and that, and blah 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 blah. So I guess, do you buy? When a person goes down that path, have they really read like the white paper? Have they really kind of delved into it, or are they just being? Is he just being intellectually? And I'm not calling him out. I'm just saying, are you just being intellectually lazy, and you're just not like, it's not there. This is what's here. It's just one of those things that I find, I don't know. I find a little disingenuous. If you read it and you kind of try to delve into it and you don't get it, say you don't get it. It's kind of complex in some fashion. So, and just, wash your hands of it. I just kind of find it great. Yes, thank you.
Sorry, Rob. I like strawberry.
Great. Way to go. That was the original. There was. When I was a kid, there was no such thing as strawberry goober.
Mm-hmm. So the girls got involved and said, we like strawberry better. And they did it for the tomboys. I was a tomboy growing up. So the tomboy girls were like, all right, well, it's strawberry.
How lazy do you have to be that you cannot mix? You have to have peanut butter and jelly mixed already.
I don't even think it's a matter of laziness. It's just,
I know it's crossed in some fashion.
Anyways. All right, do you have any more to share? Because we're going on a whole.
I do have more to share, but I'm not going to share today. It's Friday, and I'm done working.
Okay, I'm going to share because
I got to go get up on a roof here in a little bit. So I know. So
right.
You should
share. I got more to share. What'd you say, hon?
I say we start our own coin. We call it the Goober coin.
Let's do it. Come on, Rob. Let's do it. Bitcoin whale who sold. This is interesting here. Bitcoin whale who sold at 58K has now reaccumulated, that little schniker, 3,521 Bitcoin. The whale sold off at 3,000 Bitcoin on May 9th for an average price of 58K. They began to reaccumulate less than a week later. Bitcoin received positive news on Thursday that after a mysterious whale reportedly reaccumulated a large stash of digital asset, the whale managed to snatch up an extra 3,521 Bitcoin over 3 separate purchases on May 15th, 18th, and 19th. Interesting, the same whale offloaded 3,000 Bitcoin on May 9th for an average price of 58K. The same whale reportedly offloaded nearly 12,000 Bitcoin in January at a price between 35 and 40,000 before reaccumulating later. So,
hey, what's a whale?
what's a Bitcoin whale? Someone who has, I don't know, what's the dollar amount?
I'm asking you.
I don't know.
Okay, so how about this? Maybe it's
Are you putting me on the spot, or you?
No, I'm not. I'm messing with you a little bit, but what I'm saying is so.
Does anybody know those tier levels? Keep talking. I'll pull it up.
No, that's what I'm saying. I wanted to
talk about it, right? I'm going to quick show it. Go ahead.
That's what I was going to do, is show the levels by which you are a dolphin or a squid or an octopus,
I don't
or
think there's a squid one. Hang on.
I think there is. I think it's not squid. We'll call octopus. They're the same, aren't they? The same.
Okay, hang on. Let me see if this is a good image of it.
Octopus.
Okay, so let me share this. I'd actually like to. I don't know if you've heard of this, Rob, either. If you're still in the thing, but let me share this. We found this interesting. Okay, so this is ranking. Where is it at on here? Here we go. So here, if you are a humpback whale, means you have 5,000 Bitcoin or more, which obviously Michael Saylor does, right? Because he has 90.
Oh yeah, he's got.
A whale has 1,000 to 5,000 Bitcoin. A shark has 500 to 1,000. A dolphin has 100 to 500. A fish has 50 to 100. An octopus, you're considered an octopus if you have 10 to 50, Rob. A crab is 1 to 10 Bitcoin, and a shrimp is less than 1 Bitcoin.
Okay. There you go. I like that. See, and not everybody knows. We should talk about crabs and, well, I mean crabs, like not crabs, but
yeah. So I'm not even going to go there. Of course, my mind.
After it came out of my pie hole, I'm thinking that's not.
And of course, my mind went immediately.
Yeah.
Bear's position to take the lead. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. As 930 million in Bitcoin options expire Friday, so this could be a bad weekend or bad next week.
That looks like me. Hey, that looks like me.
Bear, I'm not saying anything. Derivatives data for Bitcoin weekly options suggest bears may have the upper hand in tomorrow's 930 million expiry. That's him opening up his eyes when you said the word crabs.
Say what?
What? On May 21st at 8 a.m., 930 million worth of Bitcoin weekly options will expire. As usual, the leader Durbit holds a 90% share, but the recent market drop might have given bears too much power. So just kind of a warning. I just wanted to kind of share that just in case, we might have a little dippy-do. Could come back.
It goes up, it goes down, it goes down, it goes up. It's there again. Moving forward, where are you going to be in 10 years? I mean, if you dollar cost average $10 a month for the next 10 years, just say into Bitcoin, where are you going to be in 10 years? Do you think you'll be in a better position, worse position? Honestly, nobody can tell you. Okay. But if you do it, I mean, it's just, yes. I would agree with that.
Well, when you do that, people.
I'm sorry. I know I'm not.
You do that.
I'm sorry. That's how my brain works. It is what it is.
For the people who cannot see, can you please repeat what is on the screen?
The whale is the one causing the dumps, and the crab is causing something else.
Okay. So on that note.
Well, if you're the crab, I mean, if you're a crabs, you're the crabs. You only got 1 to 10, so
yes. I knew exactly what you're talking about. Yes.
Yes. So
all right.
All right. You got one more or what?
I'm all done.
You're all done. Okay. So I think this was all right. So I guess kind of wrap up this week. Give me a summary of this week in your head. What this week was.
It taught a lot of people a lot of lessons. A lot of people, I think, who held their bags, didn't sell, are now a little bit more cautious. I I heard a couple people talking, the big people on YouTube talking about like now you've been christened into the family. They call us the class of 2021 because we had our first big crash. I actually think it's going down further. Ivan on tech, I like to listen to him, and he thinks that if we stay below 28, we're doing a 90%, 80 to 90% correction from the top. So, and he just says he believes it will come back after that. It's just something that might have to happen or in the works already, and it will happen. Because if you think about all of these institutions and banks that all need to onload, not offload, onload. They want us to offload. So that's just my opinion. So it's just about getting a thicker skin, being rhinos, and I think it's fine. How about you?
I guess how I look at everything, if you're going to go in this path, I really don't care if it goes to 28,000 because in 10 years it's going to be much different.
Oh no, he's saying it's going to go probably down to like,
Oh, I don't know. I don't
90% from 62.
I've listened to so many predictions. We were, a month ago, we were like, hey, this thing could go down to like 30. Remember you and I were like, like 42 and 37. And now we're here. So we were kind of talking about this a month ago. So we were like,
So a 90% dip from 62,000 is
6,000 roughly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, I had to get the calculator like a dope.
Oh, no.
I'm one of those precise people that I want to know the exact.
It's 6,242.
Anyways, so you know what?
My point is this. I think the thing that people need to learn is if you're in this to hustle in and hustle out, I'll just use Bitcoin. Okay. If you're in and out of Bitcoin, you know, as a lot of investors have always said to me, when you buy is when you make your money, not when you sell.
But I actually think that for you and I, it's helping us realize to have a little bit more fluidity of some of our funds. So that way, when there is a dip, we're ready for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
so it's something to kind of make
is really the way to go. It's
not
there again. I'm going to keep saying, I've said this once, I'll say it 1,000 times. Remember, they made a movie about Wall Street, and then they made another crappier movie about Wall Street 2, and all these movies about making money. It's not sexy. It really, it's not this, polish and hey, and everybody's driving around in, $1 million cars and stuff. The reality of it is, for the average person, the person that gets up and goes to work and says, how am I gonna, think about when we started our business, at 22, you're just looking to make your way through the world. So just
and by the way, Rob, today is Friday. You said tomorrow was Friday. Today's Friday, Rob. And then
I said it was Friday.
No, but Rob says, oops, he goes, monthly option to expire next Friday. He goes, oops, next Friday's tomorrow. Today is Friday, Rob. But just remember, so maybe you're talking about tomorrow is the day after it expires. Most people miss the buy-in under 4K because they all expected Bitcoin to hit $1,200 cost average. Yep. So, all right. Well,
but it's a beautiful thing. 10 years from now, just put it away. It's like putting that money in a mason jar, but better, way better.
Yep.
All right. So that it? You done?
I think that's it. Every day for Rob is a Monday. Yep, kind of us too. We don't ever stop working.
Yeah, we're kind of like a shark. We keep moving. So it's who we are. It's what we do. This is who we are and what we do here at Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, say what?
Boom.
All right, thanks, Rob, for coming in.
Have
And everybody else on the replay.
Stay safe, brother. Everybody. Have a great weekend. Have fun. Get outside. Go fishing. Take a walk. Do a kayaking. Whatever you can. See you later.